gosh, thank you guys so much for coming. I know it's late in the day, so you're probably getting a little tired. Did you eat well? And if you didn't, there are many more opportunities out there, so enjoy. I know as soon as I'm done, I will be getting a glass of wine, so maybe I'll see you out there at the bar. But beforehand, I want to show you how to make, this is a dish that is very dear to my heart, cauliflower parm. Now, anything that you give the parm treatment to is going to make me extremely happy. Because what does it mean if you give something the parm treatment? It means you fry it, you add lots of cheese, tomato sauce, and garlic. So no matter what you do that to, it's going to taste delicious. Now, most of you probably think parm, eggplant, right? Chicken, maybe meatball. Well, what's so great about cauliflower is that it's vegetarian, but unlike eggplant, it doesn't absorb as much of the oil. So, for parm, it's light, so you can eat a lot of it. Okay, so at least that's what I tell myself. So I want to go over the mise en place, what I have. So olive oil. So for frying, you use extra virgin, but not the super fancy stuff. This is your basic, inexpensive extra virgin oil. And I've got it shimmering. You can see all those little shimmers? So it's nice and hot. I have Parmesan, and I have, and it's already grated. And then I have mozzarella, which I'm going to rip apart with my hands because you want that uneven texture. I mean, you could slice it, but it's actually really fun to rip it apart. And then I have, this is just a straight ahead tomato sauce. We have lots of recipes for tomato sauce on NYT Cooking. You can find one. Or if you use jarred sauce, I will not tell anyone. Just make sure it's a good brand. Lots of garlic. You know what you could do? Buy your favorite jarred sauce, add some crushed raw garlic, stir it up and simmer it for a minute, a little bit of really good olive oil, and a couple of basil sprigs. It changes everything, but I didn't tell you that. Okay, so we're gonna get to the frying. Where are all my things? Here we go. So I have cauliflower, and you can cut it any size you want. This is like 1.5 inches. Here's the thing. The bigger you cut it, the less time it takes to cut, right? Because you're not spending as much time cutting it into small pieces. The longer it takes to fry. So I like to cut it on the smaller side so I can stand over the pan a little bit less. All right, so I'm going to switch this around. Now, do you guys know how to do this? Do you know the big, deep frying trick, which works for no matter what you fry? Always start with the flour, because if you start with the egg, it's just going to slide right off. What the flour does, especially in the crevices, I'm going to smush, just powder it around. And then that creates a surface. It creates tension. Now, this is just egg. And everything is salted. If you're wondering why I'm not adding salt, it's because it's all here. So you just, at home, I really just use my hands, but, I'm going to be a little more polite in front of you guys. Okay, shake this really well. So the flour creates a texture, creates a place for the egg to bind, right? And this is almost like glue. This is your glue. And this is going to make the breadcrumbs stick. So I'm going to go like that. These are just plain, unseasoned panko. Panko is a lighter, fluffier breadcrumbs. It's Japanese breadcrumbs, but you can use any kind. What I like about panko is I think it gives it the maximum amount of crunch. But so I just did this talk with Massimo Bottura. Do you guys know who he is? And we talked all about food waste, and breadcrumbs was a big, huge part of it, about using every little bit of the bread and making your own breadcrumbs. So I feel a little guilty using store-bought breadcrumbs. So you can definitely make your own. Don't waste one little bit of bread. Because, Massimo, he speaks the truth. So I've got my oil heating up. How do you know it's hot enough? I can kind of see. You see how, you guys can see this, right? You see how I shake it and there's little bubbles that come up? That means it's hot. And there we get that satisfying sizzle. So I'm going to start that, And then I'm going to do this again. Now, I'm not going to forget about that, right? So if you guys notice that I start to forget, just, yeah. We're going to keep going. Bread this little guy. I swear I'm not going to do all of these. We have some cheated ones. But what I really want to show you is how brown to get it. Because I think a lot of people, when they deep fry, they're afraid to get it dark enough. You know, they tend to stop when it's on the light side. And the dark brown color is your friend. It gives a lot of flavor. I probably have, it's about 1 inch of oil. So we're not deep frying. We're not even shallow frying. We're pan frying. Or something like that. I'm kind of hungry, so I'm tempted to just start eating these, but I'm not going to. I'm going to wait till after, and then I'm going to eat the parm. So shake it well. You know, people always ask me in the comments, in the notes of this recipe, they say, can I just do it in the oven? Do I really have to fry? And the answer is absolutely yes. Of course you can. It's your parm. You can do it any way you want. I mean, I would say you should fry because it tastes better, but you don't have to. So say that it's like Tuesday night, and you're thinking, I really want parm, and I've got the cauliflower, but I really don't. Like, say you just got your hair blown out, like I did, and you're like, I really don't want to stand over a pot of oil. Throw it in the broiler. The thing is, you don't want to coat it. I mean, you could, but I feel like if you're not going to fry, don't pretend that you sort of fried. Just take it, put a ton of olive oil on it, take some thyme, salt, and roast it at high heat, like 450 for half an hour. It's going to get golden brown. Then add extra cheese because you didn't fry, so you can afford to do that, and bake it. And it's going to be amazing. And I'm turning that. You see how it's starting? If you wanted to do chicken parm, same exact setup, except chicken cutlets instead of little cauliflowers. I actually have done this with, pretty much everything. I've done it with chicken, I've done it with turkey, I've done it with veal, pork. Oh my God, fried pork parm. It's really good. It's the kind of thing you don't want to do that often though, because then you'll never stop. It's like schnitzel, except has cheese on it. All right, we're getting you. How you doing? So no, not quite. See, it takes a while. No, this is another important thing. You're not just going for browning, you're actually cooking the cauliflower through. Because when you put it in the oven, it doesn't really cook anymore. It's as soft as it's gonna be. So you have to let this do its thing. Just give it time. You can do this ahead of time. In fact, it works better if you do it ahead of time because then this all just really adheres and sticks. So say early in the morning you wake up and you think, I'm going to want parm for dinner. So I'm going to set up my cauliflower. I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm going to flour, egg, breadcrumb. I'm going to put it, just leave it out. You don't even need to put it in the fridge. And a couple of hours later, you can fry it and it's going to be fine. And if you're worried about the egg being out of the fridge for a few hours, just think you are frying it. Anything that may be suspect is going to be dead, so do not worry. 4 hours, I would say, is your window. So we're going to keep moving it. What else can I tell you about parm? Okay, so let me tell you about some of the cheating parms my mom used to make. So, because this is, I know she's not listening, but so when I was growing up, my mom was an amazing French cook. France was really important to us. We went to France every year, which was crazy. We would exchange our house. So my parents were psychiatrists, and they had August off, and every August we'd go to France. We'd exchange. We'd write letters to people we never knew. This was pre-internet. And we'd type them on blue onion skin paper. And so, France was something that was essential to us. French cooking was essential to us. But Italian, my mom she loved to wing it. She didn't even own Marcella. She thought, well, in her idea, parm was just Parmesan. There was no tomato and there was no mozzarella. And maybe that is a very classic way to do it. But as a kid, when you go to other people's houses and they have parm, like eggplant fried with mozzarella, Parmesan, and tomato sauce, and your mother gives you eggplant parm and it's eggplant baked just with Parmesan, it's like a little bit of a letdown. So I feel like I'm compensating. All right, I'm going to test this. I need a fork. I know there's one. Here's one. I'm just going to poke it because I'm testing for tenderness. Oh, yeah. This is beautiful. Okay, so can you see? This is what I want. I'm going to let it drain. You too? Yeah. So it doesn't take as long as you'd think. What was that? I can tell you how long that was, like 7 minutes because I have a clock. All right, so we're going to let these guys finish cooking and ta-da! Don't you love this kind of demo? It's all done for you. If I forget about those, someone remind me. Just make sure this side gets... All right, come on. There we go. Okay, so these are all fried. You can see they're nice golden brown. And now I'm going to assemble the casserole. Yes, you can buy pre-grated cheese. It's perfectly fine. I only asked for this because it's a cool prop. I love these things. Do you have one of these? So this is the coarse microplane. And I'm going to do it here so you can see. See that? That is beautiful. This is going to be on the top, just so you can actually see it. Again, you don't need to do this. You can use this stuff. It's fine. Let it one more minute. But I wanted to show you because I love this thing so much, and I want to put it on the top, and that way you'll see it when it comes out of the oven. So we're going to do a little bit of sauce. If your sauce is on the chunky side, that's fine too. This one's thin. It doesn't matter. Just spread it around. It's time, right? Yeah, are we good? Yeah. All right. Now I'm going to remember to turn this off. I've never used one of these before, and Deepak just showed me how to do it. And I'm like, he's standing by in case I set it on fire. But I think I'm okay. I'm okay, right? Yeah, I'm good. All right. So, and now we're going to do some parm. Okay, you notice I'm not measuring, because why? Just use as much as you want. It doesn't matter. If you can see it and it doesn't sink into the sauce, that's a good amount. And now I'm going to layer these guys. I would love another. There we go. We have everything I need. Look how, this is perfect, this stage kitchen. It's perfect. So say that you love cauliflower, like I do. And say that your husband doesn't love cauliflower, like mine doesn't. He loves chicken. You can do this with half cauliflower and half chicken. And in that case, what you want to do is instead of doing like the flat cutlets, because you want the textures to be similar, do chunks of thigh, buy the boneless, skinless thighs, chunk them up, fry them, yes, 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 and then do them together. It is so good, and then you get both. And then he's happy, I'm happy, the kid is happy, because she doesn't like cauliflower either. She's nuts. I wonder if you could probably do cauliflower, eggplant, chicken. Would that be crazy? All right, yeah. Put this out. You could even do tofu. That'd be good. Sorry, we gotta get this in the pan so I can rip up that mozzarella. Okay, so I've got one layer. Now, a little more parm, a little more sauce. Another thing you can do, and this is really crazy, gnocchi. So you got your cauliflower, you boil your gnocchi, and you put it in. So you have a pasta, like a gnocchi cauliflower parm. That's really good. I should write that up. I do it, I've just never written it. And now I'm gonna rip this to, I'm supposed to use half of this, so I'm gonna try to stay true to that original vision. We'll see how that goes. You know when you write a recipe, I don't know if you know this, but when I write a recipe I follow the recipe, I'm like, why did I do it? That's silly. I should do it this way. I'm constantly second-guessing myself. Yeah, and I can tell you that that's not enough. It's not enough cheese. So I'm going to use a little more than half. We have no running water up here, but we have lots of these. Okay, a little more sauce. A little more of this. This is another thing. This recipe can be doubled, it can be tripled. This is just, say that you were feeding a crowd, just get a bigger dish and just load it up. This is a very good, I don't know, like a holiday dish. And it could be a side dish. I mean, I do it as a main course, but you can totally do it as a side dish. Turkey, served for Thanksgiving. Okay, I'm being very generous here. I'm filling this up because we have all of this beautiful fried cauliflower. I'm going to put these guys into. Mine are shaggier than Dominic's, who fried these for me earlier. You know, full transparency. But they're all good. Get them in the corner. Little brown bits. More parm. More sauce, and then you want to end with the cheese, because you want the cheese to get brown. So if you end with the sauce, it's going to keep the cheese from browning. All right, there we go. This is perfect. Oops. Did any of you guys see any of the other demos? Were they great? I'm sure they were. I was at the Time Center, so I didn't get to see them. I think they should give you all food, though. At least you have to go out there. I mean, aren't you like, I'm hungry. I'm going to just be eating this. So I feel like you must be too. So if I use the whole thing, you wouldn't be mad, right? You wouldn't be mad. This is more cauliflower than I usually use in my recipe. So it needs more cheese. You need the ratio of cheese to cauliflower to be exactly right. If my daughter were here, I'd be like, here, just handing her pieces of mozzarella. And then I'm going to do this. So I'm going to get a coarser grating on top. Doesn't that look pretty? And then let me show you the one that I'm going to take out of the oven. You know, the TV magic. Is that enough or more? More? Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. I forget if I drizzle the top with olive oil. I don't remember. I'm going to do it. I just can't remember. If you do, it's a little richer. If you don't, nobody's going to notice. I know that I garnish at the end with it, because fresh olive oil that hasn't been heated, this is something really important. Even if you put olive oil and lemon in a dish, always add it at the end, because fresh olive oil that hasn't been heated, fresh lemon juice that hasn't been heated, has much more intensity and brightness. So my husband's always like, wait, can I take that? I'm like, no, I have to garnish, stop. And I'll put the olive oil and the lemon, and it just picks up those flavors. So you might notice in a lot of the recipes I write, more lemon juice to taste, drizzle with olive oil. Really do that. It actually makes a difference. And you don't need much, just a little teeny bit. Okay, now I'm putting it in this one. No, I'm taking it out of this one. Oops. We went over this, but it was hours ago. Oh. Okay. It's been 40 minutes, right? 40 minutes. I went and got a pedicure, and I came back, and look. Actually, really what I did was I went to my desk and answered emails, much less exciting. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Can I put it on that? Where do I put it? Ow. Here, I'll put it here. Can you guys see this? ooh, right? Did we get the oohs? Look at that. So we got the parm, you got the brown bits, the sauce is bubbling. I'm gonna serve it up so you can see how beautiful it looks. I like a spoon. I know there's a plate here, aha. Telling you, best supplied stage kitchen, New York. Look at that. Cheers, everybody. Yum. I wish you could ask me questions. We have like 3 minutes left, and I want questions, but I can't hear you. Can I hear you? Oh, basil at the top. Okay, did I say that in the recipe? I didn't. Sometimes I put basil on top, and sometimes I don't. If I have basil, it's delicious on top, and it adds color. If I don't have it, nobody misses it. But wait, I almost forgot. I didn't practice what I preached. I said, put the olive oil on at the end. Put the olive oil on at the end, people. And you know what else? This, I didn't write in the recipe, but this is really good. Fresh parm at the end, too. Temperature 375. Is that what you asked? I heard it. I love it when I can hear you. What else? Any other questions? Yes, I love it. Okay, the reason I didn't do that is I didn't think of it, but that is brilliant. Steak it up. And then you can do the chicken cutlets too, because they're the same. I like it. Very nice. Oh, it wasn't a question, it was a brilliant idea, and I'm sorry, I should have repeated it. He said cauliflower steaks instead of the florets, right? Love that. Very good. Let's see, anything else? Otherwise, I'm just gonna eat this and thank you all, and you guys are the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for coming. Please enjoy the rest of the festival.